that this is just the 2.5 years, around 30 months, and 123rd episode. That means, on an average, every week there is one meeting going on. People have dedicatedly continued with your, your purpose. That's really amazing and worth appreciating. Frankly speaking, it will be a great learning experience for me, rather.
The time is limited. I know 5 to 6 it was mentioned. Attended or addressed one of the sessions of ISTD. They have half an hour slot only. It is 7 to 7:30 Indian Society for Training and Development, and today I am attending this for 1 hour. So I can see the comparison of 30 minutes and 60 minutes also. Shashank was saying that you have very crisp kind of a thing for 1 hour. So I have one comparison, Shashank, that we have 30 minutes. I have seen that 30 minutes also, and there were two speakers in that. So great. Congratulations to the organizers and the speaker of today, Shashank. So great. Congratulations once again.
I don't think since we have Manish sir, Rajay sir, and Hindu sir that I deserve to really speak on topic of entrepreneurship. I don't know how much I deserve to share my wisdom since I already have a limited experience, but I will try my best. Uh, I'm very blessed to be very honest. I don't think that I've been anywhere so far where there are three senior people gonna be there listening to what I'm gonna deliver. So I am a bit nervous. I will be honest. But honestly speaking, guys, every person who's in the meeting, I will share everything coming from the place where I have experienced it very closely, and that will be practical. After end of this session, you will have crystal clarity for exactly for what entrepreneurship stands for. If not much, you will know how to ask the right question. Before I move to the content, I thank you so much, Ajay sir, for finding time and to be here. Thank you so much, Harin sir, to be here, and thank you so much, Manish sir, to constantly taking every Sunday of your busy schedule and devoting it to the students. I don't know many professors doing the same thing. That's a good spirit. That's a very good spirit to have. And I think we all here in GST, first of all, like GST would have been never anything if Manisha would be not like the one who guiding with the resource and everything. If approval doesn't come from the top, students are not really able to pull off anything. Doesn't matter which college it is. So thank you so much for doing that. Acha, guys, before I start, I would really request to hear what I'm saying, not really look to the slide, not really think about, just like be very honest to yourself. I want you guys to do that. Gonna share my screen. We will break down things in a very beautiful and a practical manner. So here we are to record entrepreneurship. Let's see how much we can do that. But before that, let's ask this simple question: who exactly an entrepreneur? I mean, entrepreneurship goes to a topic and we can decode it in different ways, but I think it is important for us to really understand entrepreneur kaun hota hai, and then whether we are that one kind of person. Let's try doing that. When I ask this question, कि entrepreneur के नाम पे what are the names which are in your mind? Think about it. कौन आता है आपके दिमाग में? Is it Steve Jobs? We call him the god of entrepreneurship, who created an application, or I would say organization, where they excel to create products which are excellent, no quality compromise, and they make things very simple. I mean, try to count how many applications which are coming from Apple company. iPod, Mac, दो version है Pro, and then you have the basic one, Air. Then you have few other devices, Watch and बाकी सब. Look at Dell, look at HP. How many laptops are coming out of them? आई मीन डेल के अगर आप काउंट करें लोगों के 10 से 12 लैपटॉप्स, आई डोंट नो, मुझे नंबर नहीं पता, लैपटॉप है. इफ यू लुक एट आईफोन देन यू विल लुक एट कि उनके स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी एंड एवरीथिंग. इफ यू लुक एट एंड्रॉइड यू विल सी अ लॉट ऑफ वेरिएशन. पीपल स्टिल प्रेफर एप्पल बिकॉज सिंपल एंड बेस्ट. आर्ग्यूमेंट्स आ सकते हैं वहां पे, विंडो में ये होता है वो होता है वो होता है, बट स्मार्टेस्ट पीपल ऑन द प्लेनेट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम यूज एप्पल. देयर इज अ रीजन फॉर दैट. He tried to make things very simple and efficient with no quality compromise on software as well as hardware. Jobs पर never be okay अगर hardware को आपने थोड़ा सा unstructured way में clutter way में design कर दिया just because you wanted to complete it. He never compromised with the quality. Or maybe SpaceX, a person who thinks that I want to colonize Mars. He's visionary. That doesn't sound very logical to most of the people, but he was able to pull off rockets in the space and which are able to come back to the planet. If let's say, okay, so there was this time when we were thinking कि इंसान शायद कभी हवा में नहीं जा पाएगा, but we had the right brothers and we discovered the plane. when he initially started speaking about that whether we will be able to launch the rocket and we'll get it on the planet, most of the people like nahi bro, nahi ho payega, feasible nahi hai, but he did that. He had company Tesla, he had this SpaceX, both companies running in a given direction. At a point, already two launches fail ho chuke the, and for the third launch, if he really wanted to make it happen, he had to stake on everything. I think उनके घर वर का भी कुछ कुछ था, and then he had to take that call whether I want to shut the companies or I want to take this leap of faith. He did that. Or this person, look at his dark circles. I remember the terror of COVID times where we were freaking out college कब खुलेगा. Then there was time कि घर में किसी को COVID नहीं हो जाए. Then there was this time कि ये खत्म कब होगा because things are getting really really bad. This person decided that I will be fixing it with my full capacity. With support of government, with support of everything, he ended up having that vaccine which really really helped us. I'm not sure if you notice the dark circles. टीवी न्यूज़ पे वो कभी भी आते थे तो आप उनकी आंखों के देखोगे तो आंखों की तरफ देखोगे तो आपको डार्क सर्कल्स दिखाई देते. So there are different examples. I just wanted to make it very clear. It doesn't matter kind of business you do, it doesn't matter kind of product you have, and it doesn't matter which age category you belong to. He's founder of McDonald's, fast food restaurant, scaled it to a global level at the age of 40. He waited for a long, very long period of time, but he still did it. Or we can look at him. He's best inspiration for me. I don't really look at any other person when I look at him. He donated literally everything he had ever earned. First steel plant in India, first five-star hotel in India, and then many other companies which are there. You will never find him flexing about anything. You will never try, you will never find him trying to capitalize on the good work he did to the society. He always does his thing, and he is very courageous. I'm not sure if you know this, that there was this meeting when he started his journey in automobile, and during one conference meeting, he was told by a company owner, Comfort Jaguar जो भी company है उसका owner, Jaguar के owner ने शायद बोला था कि that if you don't have like in-depth understanding of the automobile, then why you are trying your hand on it. Then he came back to the India, he did a lot of good work, and then he later on acquired Jaguar, who was about to touch bankruptcy. So he's humble, silent every time when he approaches something, but he on the same time has the courage and grit which is required to execute something. What's the result is in front of you. Tata Steel, Motors, TCS, Tata Consumer Products, Tata Chemicals, Titan Company, Tata Power, Namak, like jewelry, automobile, everything you name, he has done that to a very good level. Air India, Tata Play. I mean, when I started listing it down, I was like, okay, इतना मुझे नहीं पता था. I'm sure you will be like, okay, we never had these many companies come under the Tata Group. So I just want to make it very clear. If you pursue entrepreneurship, if you see who are the entrepreneurs, kind of impact they create. Don't look at कितने लोग follow करते हैं Instagram पे. Don't look at कितना पैसा उन्होंने कमाया हुआ है. Don't look at any other variable. Try to see the impact they were able to create. Cool. Okay, so all of it was like थोड़ा ऊपर ऊपर से entrepreneur क्या होता है और क्या होता है, बहुत सारे examples थे, but we need to know who we are. We really need to know who we are, what we have done so far, and whether we think we want to be an entrepreneur, whether we really want to pursue entrepreneurship or not. That is the main important question we should be asking ourselves. So we will be starting few fundamental questions, and this will be very tough. It will be very hard to hear and process it. You might find it controversial. So stay tight with me, but we will be very honest. So far, I mean, I am speaking to my age, 20, 22, 23. What has actually happened to us? We were born in a society, in a family, with a certain religion, with a certain ideology, which was imposed on us. For a good or a bad, I'm not sure about it. कुछ अच्छा होता है, कुछ बुरा होता है, ठीक है? And then we were told few things in a certain way, and we were asked to do that, and we did that, I think, to a very good level. And we are blessed to have very good parent, and then we had our upbringing, and then we learned a lot from that. But most of the things which really happened to us were not in our control. I think we all agree to that. And if we have the option to go in past and change that, will we do that? There are few things which I think we would want to change. There are decisions which we would want to change. Is there anything? Let's ask that to ourselves. Do we really want to change something in the past? If we can. So from now, we will try to ask the right questions. We will be honest with that. We will be not circling around. We will not be try to justify our wrong decisions. If we have made something in past which is wrong, we will accept it. I have made a mistake and I take ownership for it and I will not repeat it again. And in future, all the consequences will be because I will make a decision which I can change if I use my rationality at that point. बाद में regret करने से कुछ नहीं होता है. Okay. Before again we will go and try to understand entrepreneurship, I want to share this thing with you that regardless who we are, regardless what kind of problem we are going through, we cannot sit in corner and then let's say that I have these many problems and I cannot do anything about it. These are the things which are brought to me and I have no control over that, and I'm just crying on it. That not going to help anyone. मतलब आपका तो वहाँ पे कुछ एक्चुअली हेल्प नहीं हो पाएगी अगर इफ यू डोंट सिट अप एंड देन से कि आई वांट टू सॉल्व इट. We need to take the ownership and we need to fix it. There is no person on this planet can really help you if you don't really want to help yourself. So let's have the winner mindset. Let's be very clear that we are in control. I don't belong to that ideology where we say कि हाँ सब कुछ destiny में लिखा हुआ है and everything will happen to us and then we are part of this bigger equation where we are just supposed to do our thing. No. You can change the change, you can break the balance, you can do your things if you really want to. So if you think that is something which is making sense to you, then we will have many other things. If you don't agree, then that's okay. Everyone has a different approach to life, and then I sort of don't belong to that lot. So I want to summarize this entire entrepreneur term in one simple line: someone who really loves solving problem. I don't want to say that you need to really start a business. I don't really want to say that you need to have a deep tech startup over there. I on the same time don't want to oversimplify things in a given direction कि अगर आपने एक बार को शॉप भी खोल लिया, right, तो वो भी entrepreneur है. But I want to make it very clear: someone who wants to solve a problem and he's a solution oriented. If I got a problem in my life, I want to solve it. I don't want to cry on the solution, or I don't want to cry on the problem, but I will try to solve it. It can be a family problem, it can be a career problem, it can be problem belonging to any stage of your life, but you want to solve it. Then comes to this business side of things, startup world, where you say that I want to solve a problem for the society for a better good. And in process you will get funny, you will get money, fame, respect and everything, which is like glamorous side of entrepreneurship. But if that is the main motivation for you to start entrepreneurship, then please don't do that. You will fail big time. You will be hurt badly in the process, because at times things gets really difficult. Again, people will not come to help you. No one gonna come to help you. Your closest people will stop talking to you because maybe you will gonna ask for money or maybe you're gonna ask for help, and it's gonna be a really tough journey. And if you have shallow motivations like money, मेरे को fame चाहिए, Instagram पे लोग के followers चाहिए, and then maybe respect from the society, and then I don't think that is the path you should be following. Everything comes in the process. Let me break it down. Money, fame, respect कम ज़्यादा हो सकता है, but it will come. And whether you should be like person, I want to make money. Yes, I want to make money. For that matter, I want to make a lot of money in my life. But if that is the sole purpose you're trying to do something, then I think at times you will really gonna have reality check. So there are a few traits which can be learned. I want to again make it very clear. You can anytime learn these skills because of upbringing and certain experiences in your life. You're surely gonna have naturally an experience which allows you to be in an uncomfortable situation where you learn these things. But these are essentially the things which you really need to have if you want to be an entrepreneur. Courage to take decision and man up to have a stand on it. मैंने ये करना है, मैं करूँगा, and I'm solely responsible for it. Once I have started doing it, once I have decided that I'm gonna do it, then I will make sure that I'll better do it. In journey फिर मैं बैठ के रोने नहीं वाला. Leadership, you know how to lead people. And when I say leader, I don't mean a person who is like a bossy person and says कि ये काम ऐसे होना चाहिए, काम वैसा होना चाहिए, and then you keep ordering around. No, you have to lead by setting example. If you say someone this work should be done this way, then you better do it yourself. Set the example, set the benchmark of the quality, and then let your people know this is how it is done. Ownership. You know for a fact that most of the leaders never really come out and say that because of me, because of my initiative, because of my perseverance and everything, we were able to do it. They always give credit to their people, their team, right? So you have to have the ownership for the problems and the tough things which gonna come to your way. You have to make sure that you take the control on the problems, and you have to make sure that you don't let your people know that you were the reason because it's happening. No, it's you. You made that decision, man it up and own it. And if you, let's say, do some good, give credits to your people. Again, you have to be self-driven. Motivation देख के कुछ नहीं होने वाला. You have to be motivated enough, then only you will allow your people to get the right motivation to perceive that thing. If you are not having that, then that is not really a thing you should be doing, because it comes with a lot of uncertainty where you will not have very clear direction most of the time. आपने बहुत ऐसे सिचुएशन फेस करनी है जहाँ पे आपको क्लैरिटी नहीं होगी, आपको ये नहीं पता कल क्या होने वाला है, आपको ये भी नहीं पता कि ये जो चीज आपने जिस डायरेक्शन में स्टार्ट किया उसका एंड रिजल्ट क्या होने वाला है. बट यू कैन नॉट से दैट थिंग टू योर पीपल, योर टीममेट, यार मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा. You have to always tell them that okay, we'll do it, we'll do it. Back of the mind, you don't have the clarity, but you have to make sure that you bring that motivation to them. And one but not the last, and I would say one of the most important traits you should be having is the execution. Thinking about an idea, thinking like okay, ये मैं ना आज से 5 साल बाद जब मैं इस स्टेज पे पहुंच जाऊंगा तो मैं करूंगा. एंड करने के लिए मैंने क्या किया, उसके बारे में मैंने सोचा समझा और सोच समझ के वही खत्म कर दिया. ठीक है. So there's this thing, when you overthink about something, you basically get paralyzed because of your analysis. You analyze something a lot that you feel paralyzed. अब तो मुझे समझ ही नहीं आ रहा मुझे क्या करना है. So you take thing, whatever it is in your head, it can be an idea, it can be a problem you want to solve, and then you start executing it. So breaking down everything, entrepreneurship क्या होता है उस पे आएंगे. But before I start that, I wanted to make it sure that you understand entrepreneur होता कौन है. It comes on a cost. It's not a place where you say that मैं अगर entrepreneur हो गया और I like gonna be a person जिसको respect भी मिल रहा है, fame भी मिल रहा है, वो सब मतलब इतना easy नहीं होता है. Journey entrepreneurship or being an entrepreneur का जो journey है, it's a very very difficult situation to be in. There are times when no one can really help you. So before we start decoding entrepreneurship, I really wanted, we get a very clear picture of exactly who is an entrepreneur as a person. If you were that one person, I think most of us are that particular category of people where we were very curious at birth. Every child, you will see a child trying different stuff, touching different things, laughing at it for no reason. And if he, let's say, clicks on something, if something happens, he laughs at it because he's curious to know his world. But with time, society में चीजें होती हैं, education होता है, जो भी होता है, we are asked to do certain things a certain way. We have to be good at everything, and then we are not really allowed to do our thing in the right way, in a given direction with our full commitment, because we have to follow a path, right? We are supposed to, let's say, graduate from the school पहले 10th में इतने मार्क्स थे and then 12th में ये होना चाहिए, ये तो होना ही चाहिए. उसका क्वेश्चन का आंसर किसी के पास नहीं होता. 12th में 80% से ऊपर ले आओ, क्यों? How that gonna help me? 95 से ऊपर ले आओ, क्यों? Clear this entrance exam. I understand that. Either allow it to go to a place, a college, or maybe you crack a opportunity or a job or really a service where you want to serve society. Makes sense to me. But there are most of the things which are being told कि कर ले, अच्छा है, it's good. I mean मुझे नहीं पता क्यों, but है कर ले. College चले जाओ, take a stream for a reason which is like okay. We never ask that question. If you have felt that you want to take the decisions and you want to have the answer behind every decision you make in life, then I think you are the one. If you are the one who really wants to bring an impact before you die, I think you are the one. If you feel the anger when you do something where you don't have control over that, then you are the one. If you think that it is not making sense to me, then that is okay also. We have different things to do on this planet, and we are allowed to explore our ways in different direction. And again, I want to make it clear, if you don't agree with this ideology, that's totally okay. Again, I'm making it very clear, entrepreneurship सबके लिए नहीं होता. If you want to have a not comfortable, you want to live your life in a certain way, that's okay too. But what I believe that whether you do a job, whether you are in service, whether you are in any profession, artist, singer, dancer, I'm not sure which thing you are thinking about at this point. but you have to have the entrepreneur approach. If not core startup and business, but just an approach where you fix the solution, where fix a problem, where you want to solve a problem, then that is something which makes you an entrepreneur. I have made this oversimplification at this point. People will not like it. Most of the people who think they have very rigid opinion as to what entrepreneurship stands for, they might not like it. But okay, let's not go over there. Because in companies, even in companies, there are people who will like कि मुझे ये problem नहीं समझ में आ रही है and I want to solve it. I'm not okay with it. In services, many people will be okay to take the corruption. I mean, there are people who are okay to take the corruption. For a fact, I know people who want to be in service so that they can take the corruption. और there are people नहीं, I want to change this. मुझे ये society में ये problem बिल्कुल समझ नहीं आती. मुझे बहुत irritation होती है when I see someone doing this wrong thing. I gonna be in the part of system. I gonna change it up. And I see many motivated people doing that. And when they will become part of it, they will change it. Things are changing big time. We can see that happening in India is becoming superpower because of these energies who are very focused as to what they want to do and why they want to do that. People don't ask the question why. So let's go into entrepreneurship now. And when I say entrepreneurship, most of the time you end up having organization where you want to bring something new to the world. In simple words, taking an initiative and executing it. It can be something like GSTS, where you bring scholars to share their wisdom on different topics. It can be something else, but it has to bring some sort of value and impact to the society. I mean, if I gonna share something which can help a person or two after the end of this session to think in a certain direction and change their life, I think we have purposely achieved the aim of this entire place and the ecosystem we have created. But so far, they have already had many sessions in the past. I'm being just one of the speaker. You can start an NGO. You can start something else. You can start a YouTube video where you are sharing your experience. If it is bringing value to the society, if it is making you feel purposeful, then you are pursuing entrepreneurship. I will be very selfish on this part. People most of the time think is कि impact लाना है society में करना है ये करना है वो करना है. But just think about yourself for a time. Whether you want to live your life when you get up early in the morning with no motivation at all, यार ठीक है, just another mundane day I want to have in your life. Or you want to be that child when you were in 5th class, you used to be excited. अच्छा ठीक है, संडे आज छुट्टी होने वाली है, आज पापा घूमने के लिए ले जाने वाले हैं, आज मैं एक नई जगह जाने वाला हूँ, आज मुझे शाम को कुछ खाने को मिलने वाला है. With time, I don't know what happens, but we don't feel that. One reason is that we have a schedule. Every day we are supposed to do the same thing. We don't have uncertainties because we are very afraid to be uncertain about something, and that is not helping anyone. We are not able to push our boundaries. We are just being the one which we were initially. 10 साल पहले जो थे और अभी जो है वो सेम रहते हैं हम. So you have to make sure that you feel purposeful for your life. You do something which makes you really excited about. And if you're not feeling that at this point of your life, it's totally okay. It's totally okay if a person at age of 40 can make this MNC really big. It's a simple company. I mean, McD क्या burger है, cold drink है, जो भी कुछ है, but it's very big. Doesn't matter which age you belong, doesn't matter which sort of background you belong and क्या आपका पीछे experience था. But if you at this point are able to hear it out, then let me tell you, you can change and take control of your things. Journey might not be very smooth for you. You might not have the all resources and everything in your place at this point. But ठीक है यार, कोई बात नहीं. We'll climb up way. We'll get to there. Time ज़्यादा लग सकता है, but it's okay. Instead of you wasting your time on something which is not making sense, instead of you crying on the thing that ठीक है मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों है and everything, you can anyway plan a journey where you want to be there, and then you take the steps in that direction. अगेन आई वांट टू मेक इट वेरी क्लियर, ये इजी नहीं होगा यार. मैं गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज में था, गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में था, 9th 10th 11th 12th, जो आपके सरकारी स्कूल होते हैं. आई हैव सीन पीपल बीइंग रियली डिसरिस्पेक्टफुल टुवर्ड द टीचर्स एंड एग्जाम के टाइम पे बहुत चीटिंग एंड जो भी कुछ होता है, क्लासेस में नहीं आते हैं, गाली एंड एवरीथिंग एवरीथिंग एवरीथिंग. एंड आई वांट यू टू बी इन आईआईटी दिल्ली. दैट्स अ डिफरेंट जर्नी, हम देख लेंगे उससे बाद में. वी कैन हैव अ कन्वर्सेशन आफ्टर द सेशन. But when you decide that you want to take the chance, journey will not be easy. No one at times it happens कि आपके close लोग भी आप पे trust नहीं करते. They're like क्या बोल रहा है, नहीं समझ आना मेरे को, ये तो possible ही नहीं है. But if you have that driven, again that self-driven thing is, you don't need anyone to really motivate you. You just need that self-driven thing. You need that chip in your shoulder that मेरे को करना है बस खत्म. कैसे करना is your second question. First thing is like I want to do it. I'll make it happen. And full stop. I don't want to think about it. मेरे को उस पार्ट पे कॉन्वर्सेशन ही नहीं करना कि ये पॉसिबल कैसे नहीं है. करना है इज क्लियर, कैसे करना है, लेट मी फाइंड सॉल्यूशन टू दैट पार्ट. If you're ready for that, welcome. If not, that's also okay. Let's try to say entrepreneurship is the approach. Let have the skill set which I can apply to my profession. Let have the skill set where I can apply it to my life and how I can become a better person if I pursue those things. If you want to be a cold, hard entrepreneur where you want to bring a business or startup and want to try out an initiative, so let's decode that journey. I mean, entrepreneur तो मुझे समझ में आ गया who exactly an entrepreneur is. Now, what about entrepreneurship? What about if I want to try out something? What should be the right direction? What if I want to have a startup? What if I want to have a business? What should be the right approach to it? Let's get in details for that part. But before, I want to make one statement very clear, which is this. Albert Einstein once said that if I have, let's say, 1 hour to solve a problem, I would better spend 50 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about the solutions. होता नहीं है ऐसा. Problem दिखता नहीं है कि people are like मेरे को solution के बारे में सोचना है. That should not be the case. Right. Problems कैसी हैं? Students are like मुझे attendance नहीं चाहिए. I don't want an attendance policy. Can we solve it? Sorry bro, I also wanted that to happen in my college, but we cannot. So let's not think and in a way कि चलो इसको कैसे solve कर सकते हैं. Second question, I want money. Obviously, me too. कैसे मिलेगा? Again, very subjective question, not something which you can solve if you build a product. Like, not a typical business problem, right? But let's have a look on it. I'm not good at writing good paragraphs. I personally am not comfortable to write good mails, long mails. And I think there are going to be many more people like me. And I should be making a product where people can write topics. Give me a mail where I want to have a cyclic application for my given class. And then they can get template for it. Make sense? Is it a good problem? I'm not sure. What are the approaches then? If I say that I want to have the better clarity on the problem, क्या approach है? एक तो approach ये रही. I need funding. So let me talk to my dad. And obviously पापा बोलेंगे कि बेटा पढ़ाई पे focus करो. Simply because कि problem उतनी नहीं समझ में आ रही है, right? And you need to bring the clarity to your dad. I mean, will you be okay to fund your son if in future he says कि मुझे एक idea है उसके लिए मुझे 15 लाख दो. भाई क्या करना है, कैसे करना है? At least tell me the roadmap, tell me some data, tell me some research. And then you are like कि given I am not from good college, मेरा एक journey past में बहुत अच्छा नहीं था, तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता, तो मैं कुछ करूँगा नहीं. And you will stop there. So my life is sad, nothing can change and no one can help me. I'm a very sad person and कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. मेरी गलती नहीं है, मेरी लाइफ ही ऐसी है तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. Or I will get clarity on the problem. Let me talk to more people, let me do some research. Primary or secondary? Primary is basically you talking to people, secondary available data on the internet. And let me get some clarity, let me get to the bottom. Now I think it is a good problem, it's a really good problem. अब मुझे solution के बारे में सोचना चाहिए. So I took my time to understand the problem really well. I did my market research, I did some numbers, and then I had this breakdown of everything. Then now think that problem is big. Now let's think about the solution. And let me tell you, you might not be the right person to solve it. But you should not be stopping just because you think you will not have the resources. Let's think about the solution first. Okay, so I think I need more clarity while thinking on this problem. I need to talk to more people. I've done my research. Okay, I think there's some sort of flow in the slide, but okay, that's the end. I'm so sorry. That's the end. So I need more clarity. I will gonna do my research. I will think about the problem and then the solution. I will make a breakdown for it. And then I will see कि उसके लिए मुझे product बनाना है. I will need to make a platform. I need to create a simple ecosystem where you can solve the problem. या फिर उसके आगे की जो भी journey है वो बहुत technical हो जाती है. But I wanted to give you this approach to solve a problem. Either it can be a business problem, तो उसके लिए फिर हम मतलब एक approach के साथ में उस चीज को लेके जाएंगे. If it can be a society problem, then उसके लिए एक अलग approach होगी. With this talk, I wanted to bring this word entrepreneur to a level where you understand entrepreneur कौन होता है. I think we all can be entrepreneur. Let me very very clear on that part. We all should be entrepreneur for a matter of fact. Entrepreneurship क्या होता है मैंने वो भी आपको बताने की कोशिश की. And then if you want to be that person who technically want to have a product or a business in the startup world, then let's have this conversation later on. हम बाद में उसके ऊपर में बात कर सकते हैं. I can share my details and everything because वो बहुत technical हो जाएगा. So let's do that. But so far I think you got the clarity entrepreneur कौन होता है and entrepreneurship क्या होती है. And I think we can have the questions if there are any from the chat. I can take the question, or if you guys allow, I'm gonna put my number in the chat as well. If you guys need resources, if you want to have the detailed discussion, I will be very happy to help you out with that. My number is in the chat, you can take it and then we can discuss it later on. But room is open for the question. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Shashank. So I would be taking two questions. The first question is he's asking that if not money, fame, and respect, then what really drives an entrepreneur? Curiosity or adventure to do something seems plausible, but I think if not all, at least one of the parameters drives an entrepreneur. So what is that?
Yes, money, fame, and everything is a secondary factor which might drive you. Okay, I love money. I have already mentioned it. I want to make a lot of money. I will not be okay कि मैंने थोड़ा सा पैसा बना लिया. मेरे को नहीं समझ में आता वो. I want to make a lot of money. Why? Because I want to have the right resources in place so that I can do my things. That's the motivation. But does that mean कि मेरा वो motivation होना चाहिए to do something? No. Is it that the right motivation to continue doing what you really want to do? No. So what are the motivations? Motivation is this: when you do something and if you someone getting some help out of it, then that is the motivation. So even if things become really tough for you, you will keep pursuing that. I am at this point helping researchers at Next Step Frontiers to commercialize the science. Let's say you are a researcher, you have a piece of technology, you have this airport, you think that ये ना एक game changing technology है and I want to put it in the market. But researchers जो होते हैं उनके पास में वो wisdom नहीं होता है to go in the business side of the things and take it to the market and then वो marketing stuff and everything. So they struggle a lot on that part. At Next Step Frontiers, we are not like really that big. We don't have very comfortable journey at this point. But when I see these researchers getting some value out of it, when I see that smile on their face at the age of 28 or 38 or 48, I feel very good about it. अब मुझे वहां पे नहीं चाहिए कि इंस्टाग्राम पे कितने फॉलोवर्स हैं, मुझे नहीं पता बैंक में कितने पैसे हैं, लेकिन वो जब मुझे हर रोज एक एंड ऑफ द डे फीलिंग आती है, देन आई एम गुड फॉर माय लाइफ. But that should be the right motivation.
Okay, so self-satisfaction.
Self-satisfaction and obviously adventure in the life.
Okay.
That is very important.
Okay, thank you. So next question is how businessman is different from entrepreneur? Are they same?
How
businessman is different from an entrepreneur, and are they same, or businessman is just one advanced stage of entrepreneurship?
Okay, so business is not a stage of an entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is providing value to the society if you broadly speak to it. Businessman is the one who brings the economical side of it to that as well. Okay, entrepreneurship very subjective these days. People have different definition for it. But for me, what like understanding I'm having with the word of entrepreneurship is you should be creating value for the society. You might bring money to the table for someone, or you can make a money out of it. That's okay. But when you say businessman, it's by default that you should be creating an economical value for your company and people who are, let's say, taking some sort of help out of it. So that's the difference. Businessman can be a person who is solely running in a company and then having organization and some product or service out of it. Entrepreneurship might not really involve a company. It can be an NGO. It can be something like GSTS. I mean, look at you guys. I don't think आपको company register करनी पड़ी थी. You had Google Workspace and doing an excellent job over there. कोविड टाइम पे भी you were able to pull it off. So again, you had this option. या तो मैं मनीष सर के साथ में बैठ के सिर्फ क्लासेस खत्म कर लूँ, या तो कुछ करते हैं. और मैंने कर दिया. And you look at what you guys have done. So that's the difference.
Yeah, exactly. So
by the way, before we go to the question, I think people should know about GSTSA. So take your phone, take a snapshot, upload it on Instagram and WhatsApp and Twitter. Please tag these guys. People should know about them. And publicity important hoti hai. Oh, okay, I was not supposed to say this thing, but you guys should be doing that. If you think you were able to get something out of it, kar dena. 2 minutes लगते हैं. Ajay, last question please.
Okay, so thank you. Just last question from our side. So how was your experience, this whole experience of graduate scholarship being there in just this?
Great, I would say great, because you guys made it very practical. You guys didn't really made it very fancy of saying कि आपको ना ये protocol follow करने पड़ेंगे and ऐसा कुछ करना पड़ेगा, वैसा कुछ करना पड़ेगा. You really guided me well with the process. I think it is very good to have an initial conversation before the session to tell speaker कि this is how you should be doing things. This is something which you can include in the process. During the talk as well, you guys being really respectful for all the people who are in the session. You try to optimize the time as well, because I know that speaker end up speaking for 1.5 hours, even if the audience is not, like, say, interested. नहीं होता ये, ऐसा नहीं होता. I mean, you as a human will not have the attention span of 2 hours for a given speaker. So structure is very good. 1 घंटे में आपने सब कुछ खत्म करना है, आपने सबको एड्रेस स्पीकर देना है, then speaker is also supposed to speak and everything. Coming to the cause and the impact you guys are able to create, सिंपली बिकॉज क्योंकि एक गूगल मीट पर आप अलग अलग टॉपिक को एंटरटेन करते हो तो डिफरेंट एरिया के स्टूडेंट्स को वो चीज़ बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग लगती है. आई मीन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में जो इंटरेस्टेड थे वो आज हमारे साथ में, किसी को अगर लेट्स से फिजिक्स में इंटरेस्ट था तो लास्ट स्पीकर सेशन में वो लोग बहुत इंटरेस्टेड थे. So although आपका एक field of interest as a student in your college, you are able to learn from different fields, and then you are allowing people to learn in the different fields. So that's a very good thing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shashank.